I saw this post yesterday from Ronak about not being able to call up a project that's been deleted, that's saved and deleted, and the location of the stock media has changed and so forth. And then there was this response from Jason who says that Filmora doesn't have a way to follow where a project originally belonged once the files are moved. Actually, the purpose of the archive came about because of the Filmora developers. It was more so that you could package a project that you were having issues with and forward it to them, and they would get the whole thing reestablished. And so it was not only saving your media, but also any resources that you use and the file structure. Now, I'm not sure exactly about the file structure, but anything that's used within the project should be restored when you do the archive, even if you delete the photos and or move stuff around. So let's give it a shot on a project that I have here. I'll go through the archive process. I will delete all of the material. I will empty the wastebasket and just make sure it's totally gone. And then I'll restart a fresh project, and I will try to open the archive bundle when the original material is gone. So let's check that out. Okay, here's a project that I have, and let's just make sure that we have all of the elements that that's being asked for here. Stock media, I call that resources, the project file, and so forth. So I have just original media here. It's only a 2-minute long project, minute and 43 seconds, and we have a number of default titles. I'm going to add a sticker to that, just so that we can follow along. I'm going to take this sticker right here. And you know that when you use any resource material and you drag it down to the timeline or you import it or whatever, the first thing that has to occur is it has to import. It has to be copied down to what you have before you can put it on the timeline. That's what the little arrow is. So this one, obviously I've already brought in once before. And so I'm going to drag it down here just so we have one of those elements right here on the timeline and in the project. That means it's both been downloaded to me and it's also in this project. Okay, I'll go ahead and save the project. So there's no question about that. That's the original project. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to go back and we want to archive this project. And that's pretty simple. Now the archive was created so that the developers at Wondershare could actually figure out issues that users were sending to them. So they created that archive, which would just put everything into one particular file. So I'm a little bit curious as to why Ronak could not restore one, but that's what we're going to attempt to do here, but not until after we delete everything. So in the archive process, all we do is we go down here to archive project, and it's going to stick it into the same place where the project is stored, which is in this particular directory here, D drive, videos, input, and how to download resources. And it's going to give it this title, Finding Lost Resources, and it's going to be called WPF Bundle. So let's go ahead and just save that. Okay, we've now created an archive bundle. Here's the original project. This is the bundle that was archived. Now, of course, if you erase that, yeah, you can't restore it. But if you save this bundle, it should include everything that's in there. But before we do that, let's just look at something else. If you look at File, Preferences, and Folders, you will see this top location here. This is where your version of Filmora with all the resources are stored. Okay, now this looks different on mine because I've created my own personal little area where I want Filmora to be stored. Yours, if you have not ever changed this, would be on the C drive, username, app data, and roaming, and then you scroll down to Filmora, Wondershare, and then click into Filmora. Anyway, that's where yours would be stored. But I'm going to show you how we can go and look for the resources that we used. So in this case, what we did was we included this sticker right here. The fact that I've used it means that it has been put into the downloads. Here it is. And it's called Fimo Essential Elements Element 6. Okay, so all we got to do is find that, and we will delete it as part of our process. But first, we've created our archive, and what we're going to do next is we're going to delete the entire content. And we're going to do this even the hard way. We're going to take everything that's on the timeline, and we're going to delete it because we've already archived the project. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, let's go in and actually delete the source material. The source material is, again, this project right here. So we will go ahead and delete that. So now that's gone. All we got left is the bundle. And the next thing we want to do is we want to go to where this resource is kept. And let's go and delete that also. And as I said, that was under videos, and I created my own little workspace here. Let's double click on Wondershare Filmora, and then we see all of the different categories. There's a lot of stuff here, but one of the things we were looking for was download. Remember that the resource had to be downloaded. Now in here, there's a bunch of different downloads relating to different things, but we're looking for things in Filmora. So we're going to go here, and we're going to go to Element. Fimo Essential Elements, element number 6. This is the resource that's included in the project. Let's go ahead and delete that also. Okay, unfortunately it's telling me that it's in use, so I'll have to delete this as we start the project again. I'm going to close out Wondershare, and then I'm going to come back and delete the elements that are part of the project because they're hanging around in memory for right now. All right, I've shut off Filmora. I actually restarted the computer so there would be nothing left in memory. And we can see that if we try to go in and open recent projects, we have the bundle available. We don't actually have the project available because everything's been cleared out of memory, so it's not there anymore. And let's confirm that by bringing in our File Explorer. And here was the directory where we left off. We had the project there. There's nothing left in here. So in other words, the original project is gone. The resources are gone. No, the original media is gone. We still need to remove the resource that we installed, that little sticker. So let's go in and do that. And we can do that by going to videos and then down to Wondershare Filmora, my personal workspace. And then we can go down here to download it. And there we can then go into Filmora. That's anything that we download from the resource that Wondershare provides is stored. And we used an element. So let's go into Element. And we use this Fimo Essential Elements element number 6. That was the one that we were using. We will just go in here and just take a quick look at it. And yes, indeed, this is the element that we were using. So let's go back out here to Elements. At this point, I can delete it within Filmora, and that's in my download. We'll just put this aside for now. Let's go to Stickers, and this one here is downloaded, and we can in fact verify that it's still in our downloads. And now we're going to right click and delete it from my downloaded material. I went from 33 to 32, and let's confirm that we actually did delete it within the storage location. And indeed, it's gone. We have we don't have it anymore. And okay, it's been deleted from our downloaded material. So in other words, it doesn't exist. And that's what we're getting at. It doesn't exist. Okay, so now we confirmed that none of the material that was used, none of the media, the input that was used is available to me anymore. So let's go into File, and we can go to Open Recent and look for the bundle, or we could go into Open Project and we could work our way towards this bundle. It doesn't matter how you get to it. We could probably even go into here and go to Input, and here, and there's our bundle. And in this case, we could try and start it directly from here, and we can do that. But whatever way we do it, it's going to come up like this. Okay, so select the folder where you want to extract the Carve project. And so it's saying that videos, Wondershare, projects. Okay. All right, that's where it would restore. Let's change that to some other location. And let's, instead of that, let's go back to our initial input, and we have nothing in this folder. This is where it existed before, and this is the folder we're going to select. So we'll just select it right there, even though it's the same folder. Perhaps I should have chosen another one, but now you can see that we've changed the location where we want this to be restored. It could have been any location. It doesn't really matter, but let's just say OK. Okay, we just restored the project. We have that element that we inserted. Let's see if that was downloaded into our effects, our stickers rather. And we can see by looking over here, it has indeed been restored. So this missing element has been restored. Let's go over to mine and go to downloads, and there it is again. So it has been restored. Hopefully I didn't shortcut that too much where you think that it was sticking around the whole time, but we did look with the File Explorer to see where it was at. So let's go back to here, and we'll go down to Wondershare. We will go to Download, and we will go to Filmora, and we'll go to Element, which is where it existed before. And I did show you that indeed it was missing. It was no longer there. So it has restored it to where it was. Now, one of the things that the archive, I probably should keep this open a little bit, is all of this media here. I guess I didn't really show where that was at, and that's might mean I have to go out all the way again and restart it. But we did have our project right here, and we now have a folder, Finding Lost Resources. Let's go in there, and here is the project, and here is now the media that has been restored. Now this is not actually, well, I guess it is actually the media. The one thing that's different here is that what you now have is you now have this media folder, and every single element on your project line is in its own separate little subfolder. And you say, well, great, but how am I going to find that particular element again? That's not very handy. No, it restored everything except that unique structure that you had on your computer, your directory structure. But it is still possible to easily find that. The point is, an archive project can be moved from one computer to another computer, and it can be restored. But this is the only thing that will be different. You will have a separate folder for each individual image or video clip or whatever that you use. So how do you find which one has a particular picture in it. Let's just review that. You can go down here and you can say locate in resource panel. Great. So there it is in the resource panel, but that's not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for where it is within this list because I want to use it again or I don't want to use it again. But anything you have in your resource panel, you can right click on and you can say reveal in Explorer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this out and I'm going to right click on this particular video. I don't really need anything for it, but I'm going to ask it to reveal in Explorer. And there it goes. It went directly into that very unique little folder that has that particular clip. So all of your stuff gets restored. And it doesn't matter if it's deleted, moved, whatever, it all comes back.